Hey, we're going to talk about the vehicle inspection card. The vehicle inspection card is simply an 8.5 by 11. As you can tell, I printed it on both sides. I folded it in half. Make a simple card. Got a front, back, and an inside. The first part of the card, if we take the front of the card, you look at the top. We have the month and year, truck number, type of vehicle equipment, project manager, the location of the vehicle, the phone number, the fleet manager's name, and then that phone number. Okay, I'm going to show you in just a second exactly what I'm talking about if you don't have a card in front of you. Okay, the next step is where we have 31 checks listed right here. 31 boxes, signifying 31 days in a month. Obviously, if you have less, then those boxes or checks would not apply. And it tells you you have your day and your signature, last name only if you prefer. Well, what you do is on day 1, you turn it over to the back side and there's items to be checked. For example, number 1, cleanliness, damage, and missing items, interior or exterior. Number 2, unusual noise or occurrence during operation. Number 3, leaks and fluid levels. Visually check for any leaks. Check oil, coolant, hydraulic fluid, transmission fluid, and brake fluid. The list goes on. It goes to 25, but 21 through 25 are signified as other, meaning if there's something specific to your piece of equipment or your vehicle that requires checking, list it in here, and then that's what you'll be checking every day. All right, here's an example of what I'm looking at. Okay, with that said, if you open up the card now, we can talk about what's on the inside. At the top section of what's on the inside of this card, you have the operator's monthly requirement. The beginning of the month operating miles and hours. Over here you put miles, the date, the hours if it's applicable, and you put your tire pressure check, the front and the rear. If you have dual rear tires, just put both of those numbers in that block. Put the operator's name, print it legibly, the operator's signature, and then again the date. Here's an example of what I'm looking at. Okay, for this next spot, we're still in the inside of the card. What happens if you have something wrong with your vehicle or one of your checks that you made is wrong? Something's wrong with your vehicle. What do you do? How do you report it? Is it simple as a phone call or an email? It needs to be annotated in the card. Easy to do. On the left-hand side, you have an item number, discrepancy following it over, the date it was discovered. We got the next part is reported to maintenance. At what date and time did you report it to maintenance? Okay, the miles and hours of the vehicle. The name of the person that you reported it to. And then that's it. Once that part is done, that part's done. The other stuff that's on the right-hand side is status. It's the date, the status code, and the initial. That's for maintenance. As well as the stuff is listed on the bottom down here. Those are status codes for the maintenance people. So they can either say it's deferred for repairs or it's wavered, it's corrected by a temporary fix, it's corrected by a permanent fix, delayed for parts, delayed for disposition, no repair was needed, so be it. And here's another example of what I'm looking at here. Okay, let's suppose that your driver's side windshield wiper isn't working. How do we put it on the card? Well, it's simple. You turn over to the backhand side and you find the item number that is associated with a windshield wiper. So let's go down here to item number 14 is windshield wipers, washer fluid, cracks. We would take item 14 and in the inside, item 14, item number would go be 14, discrepancy, driver's side windshield wiper does not work. Put the date that it was discovered. Now, when you report it to maintenance, note it down. Date and time, miles or hours if applicable, and then the person that you reported it to. Okay? Okay, the next part is, what do we do with the cards? Do we need to turn them in every day? Do we need to keep them somewhere special? Well, it's pretty simple. Let me explain. The cards are kept in the vehicle for the month. Usually the glove box, but if you'd rather prefer put them in another location, please make sure that you protect the card from the elements or so it won't get ripped or torn. It's a document that we'd like to keep intact because we're going to keep those on file. Wait a minute, keep them on file? Yeah, at the end of the month, when you're done, please send them to Fleet Management. Fleet Management will keep a file on every vehicle. After you send it in, you simply print out a new card and do the same thing we talked about in the video, filling out the top part with all the information that's needed, going to the inside part within the first 7 days and filling that information out, checking your tire pressure, and then it's simply business as usual. It is really simple. It's also very beneficial and helps keep our fleet operating as best we can, which in turn keeps you safe, as well as the people that ride along the side of the roads with us. Thanks again. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. My email is moliver@mecojax.com. Take care. Be safe.